Man, I still remember it like it was yesterday. Walking into that pizza parlor as an adult, the smell of fresh pepperoni hitting you. And there it was, this beautiful Cruis'n World arcade cabinet, glowing in its all neon glory. That big steering wheel, just begging you to grab on tight, and slick looking cars, calling your name. And if you actually took first place, boom, that trophy girl sliding in with your reward. Pure arcade magic, and the tracks, oh man, they take you everywhere, and then way beyond. We're talking crazy locations all over the world. And yeah, that infamous hot tub scene in the arcade, pure 90s silly chaos that had everybody cracking up.
3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff. We're cruising now.
And now, the president.
Yeehaw! Hold on, Hillary! Howdy, y'all! That was a hell of a little trip for y'all, but one giant cruise for mankind. Now fasten your seatbelts and remember, don't inhale!
I bet a bunch of you that had the same experiences, right? Spotting a cruising machine at the arcade or your local pizza joint. Quarters burning a hole in your pocket, heart pounding as you slam the gas. It just hit different back then. This game was loaded with all kinds of goofy, over-the-top stuff too. That classic Midway flavor. So fast forward a few years, I finally snagged a Cruis'n USA sit-down arcade cabinet from our local Pizza Hut when it was shutting down. Dream come true, or so I thought. Turns out, I couldn't fix the thing. Unlike all of the other arcade machines I've rescued over the years. Total heartbreaker. So what's a guy to do? You shake it off, head to a gaming convention, and walk out with an N64 console, plus 3 amazing bangers. GoldenEye, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, and of course, Cruis'n World. I was so anxious and hyped when I finally fired it up at home. Kept wondering the whole time, did they manage to cram all that arcade magic into the port? The moon track, the wild vibes, all the silly little details. So tell me, is Cruis'n World on the N64 actually a fun ride that holds up? Or should I have left the cartridge sitting on the convention floor? Aloha gamers, I'm Mike, a Hawaiian gamer and former US Navy Seabee veteran, and now your storyteller in the gaming wasteland. Here on the channel, we take a look back at games from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So choose your ride, and let's hit the throttle to the gaming wasteland. Cruis'n World. This one doesn't just take me back, it pulls me straight into the driver's seat of my own life. Picture this. I'm standing in that classic pizza arcade joint, the kind where the floor is sticky from spilled Coke, and the air smells like pepperoni and popcorn, and the machines are screaming from the speakers. And there it is, the Cruis'n World cabinet, bigger and bolder than anything else in the room. That massive steering wheel just begging you to climb in. I didn't start with Cruis'n USA like a lot of folks. This was my first real cruising game, the one that hooked me on the whole series. And man, it hit different, because it wasn't just pixels on a screen, it felt alive. What really locked me in wasn't just the game, it was the car. I picked every single time. Back then I had a real life pride and joy, a black 1998 Ford Mustang GT. This wasn't some stock grocery getter. This was the Interceptor, a former police car, Mad Max Road Warrior vibes all the way. I poured my soul into it. That car had personality. It had attitude, so when I slid into the N64 version and saw that blue Zombie XXX with a massive supercharger blower sticking out of the hood, like it was ready to eat the competition, it wasn't even a choice. This was my ride. Stats didn't matter, I stuck with it through every lap, every track, every kiosk race around the world. And then I discovered the boost. You tap the gas twice, the front end lifts, flames shoot out of the exhaust, and suddenly you're doing a wheelie launching over traffic like you're driving Kit from Knight Rider in steroids. I'll be sitting there in my living room, controller in hand, laughing out loud like a kid again. No realism, no serious racing sim nonsense, just pure stupid, glorious fun. That's what made Cruis'n World my first N64 cruisin' purchase, and still my favorite in the series. It wasn't just a game, it was that perfect bridge between the arcade I loved as an adult and the real-world car passion that became the whole reason this channel exists. And once you experience that rush, you start to see exactly what the game is all about. Cruis'n World on the N64 isn't about lines or simulation physics. It's about momentum, chaos, and that arcade thrill crammed into your living room. You're tearing across 14 wild tracks that take you all over the globe. The tropical paradise of Hawaii with its palm trees, tunnels, and beachy straightaways, the tight turns and straightaways of Japan, the rugged outback curves of Australia, the bridges, dirt roads, and city streets of China, the sharp jungle turns and jumps of Africa, the desert pyramids and sand dunes of Egypt, the mostly street shots through Moscow, the scenic country and city roads of Germany, the merging madness and lane drops of Italy, the sharp country turns, hayfields, and tunnel curves of France, the unsuspecting bushfield curves of England, the bumpy secret shortcuts and rough roads of Mexico, and the huge city jumps of New York that can send you flying into a building if you're not careful, to Cape Canaveral in Florida. And to top it off, that insane zero-gravity moon level, where physics go completely out the window. You're bouncing, sliding, and floating like a pinball in space, fighting for control the whole way. The soundtrack, absolute fire. It's that perfect late 90s arcade energy, pumping electronic beats and Euro dance vibes that keep the throttle pinned the whole race. Big shout out to composer Vince Puntarelli, with some tracks arranged by Steve Duckworth. The guy nailed that infectious head-bobbing groove that makes every lap feel epic. You're not analyzing the music, it's there, pushing you forward exactly like the arcade did. But here's the real question every retro gamer asks. Does it still hold up today, or is it just pure nostalgia talking? This all started in the arcade, and Midway, the legends behind the over-the-top Cruis'n series, packed it with that wild 90s humor. The N64 port is honestly one of the best console versions in the series. They kept the core arcade magic but added extra modes, more cars, championship play with power-ups, and saved games that the arcade never had. Now some stuff didn't make the jump, like a few animals that you could plow through. I'm cool with that, love animals, even in games. And yeah, that infamous arcade ending. After certain tracks, you'd get the wild lunar hot tub lunacy, with Bill Clinton chilling in a hot tub on the moon with a couple of babes. Hillary right there, him yelling, "Hold on Hillary," as he blasts off. Pure 90s chaos. The N64 version cuts that out completely and instead rockets you straight into the moon race as a big finale. No debate in the comments needed, it's just a fun little piece of history that shows how console ports had to tone things down back then. For me, the N64 version feels like the better overall experience, more content, smoother at home, and that trophy girl still shows up to celebrate your wins. Or it's defaulted that she doesn't pop up, but I turned it on. If you played this on the original N64 hardware back in '98, you remember the occasional slowdown and big pileups. Normal for the time, but playing it today on my Analog 3D, where you can actually tweak the settings and dial in the smoothness, it runs way smoother than the original hardware ever did, and it still feels fantastic. And let's talk about that moon level for a second. Zero gravity, bouncy physics, you're floating, sliding, trying to keep control while the track twists 20 times, trying to nail first place. The frustration, the laughs, and finally sticking the landing. That victory felt earned. It's the perfect cap to the world tour. I'm not alone in loving this one. A ton of retro fans online still call Cruis'n World one of the best arcade racers on the N64. They say it's a huge step up from the disappointing Cruis'n USA port. Smoother, more content, better tracks, and that addictive arcade feel that holds up today. Some collectors call it a must-have for any N64 library. Sure, a few critics back in the day said the gameplay was simple, but that's the point. It's supposed to be a pizza parlor arcade experience you can play anytime. Pros, the sense of speed is ridiculous, the wheelie boost is addictive as hell, and the variety keeps you coming back for hours. Championship mode adds real depth for difficulty circuits. Power-ups you earn by finishing top 3, faster cars, new vehicles, upgrades. Save games so you can pick up right where you left off, and ghost data and practice mode so you can race your own best lap. Multiplayer up to 4 players is pure chaos and a blast. Cons, the AI gets a little rubber band on higher difficulties. And yeah, the original hardware had some slowdown and big pileups. Graphics have that classic N64 pop-up and draw distance, but it's part of its charm. It's not a deep sim racer, and that's exactly why it works. It's pure, unpretentious fun, no filler, and for me, that's the magic. It never tries to be something it's not. At the end of the day, Cruis'n World on the N64 is one of those games that reminds you why arcades ruled in the 90s. It's not trying to be Gran Turismo, it's not chasing realism, it's just pure chaotic wheelie-popping fun that takes you around the world and beyond. Literally to the moon. The personal connection I had with my own Interceptor in the zombie ride in-game, the memories of that pizza place vibe, the added championship modes, power-ups, ghost racing, and moon madness that make the N64 version special. In my own opinion, this is a must-buy or a must-play for any retro gamer. If you got an N64, hunt down the cartridge. It's cheap and still delivers. If you're emulating or playing on a modern hardware, fire it up right now. It's fun, it's fast, and it still gives you that arcade rush better than a lot of modern racers even try to. It's the game that, as a grown man serving in the US Navy Seabees, playing N64 with my buddies during downtime, brought that arcade magic straight into my life and still has me chasing the same feeling every time I pick up a controller. And for me, it always comes back to that car, the Interceptor. That connection between real life and the game I was playing. And that's exactly why I love sharing these stories with all of you. A huge thank you to my members, the Retro Warrior Knights, Mr. Poststyle, Retro Man Randy Savage, Mike's Gaming Gala, Off Grid Arcade, and Arcade Chaos. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are the real MVPs. And thank you, Retro Warriors, for watching the video. Until next time, take care and remember, gaming is your road to adventure.